Welcome to the warm-up. First movement is going to be a prayer stretch. So you're going to go onto hands and knees, keeping your feet and hips together, sitting back onto your glutes, trying to get as long as you can through the top of the fingers, taking back forward, sitting back, boom, just like that. If you feel comfortable with your legs wide open, do that instead. Sitting back, trying to let the lower back round here. Back to neutral. We're going to knock out about 10 here. We're going to go into half kneeling, leg out, same position with the hands. Sitting back, opening up that adductor right here, rocking it back forward. Sitting back. We can play around with this positioning. With this position, we can rotate at the hip, rotate away, try to really open up the hip. We're going to knock out 5 this way. Boom, and then knock out 5 the other way. In a full frog, we're going to have our knees open like this, hands out in front. Rock it back, opening both adductors at this point. Spending as much time as we need to really open up those hips. As we're hanging out here, if the knees start to slide outwards a little more, that's okay. We want to get a deeper stretch as we go. Knock out 10 right there. Half kneeling hip flexor stretch. So we're going to have one knee down, driving that knee through the floor and squeezing this glute. We're going to reach overhead. So we're trying to get as long as we can from that knee all the way to the tippy tops of our finger right here. And we're flexing this glute so that we feel a stretch right here through that front hip. Reaching up, keeping that tension through that glute. Rotate away. Get as far back as you can, following the hand with your eyeballs. Taking it back to neutral. Reaching all the way up. Knocking out 5. Then doing the other side, same thing. As much tension as we can through that glute while we reach up. Boom. Rotating back, following with the eye. 5 right there. The world's greatest stretch. We're going to have our leg out like this, okay? Right next to you. You're going to squeeze this back glute, and we're going to rotate. So if your left leg is forward, your right glute is squeezed, and then you're rotating upwards with your left hand. Trying to get as tall as we can through this hand, pushing deep into the floor here. Boom. Then when we finish, we come underneath, trying to drop that elbow under that hip. Get a deep stretch there, rotate that up. Boom. We're going to knock out 5 on each side. Windmill. So we're going to be in a kind of like a fetal position. 90 at the hips, 90 at the knees, hands straight out in front of you. Then we're just going to rotate the hands directly over, getting a full straight line from palm to palm. Trying to get that back shoulder back onto the floor here. Take it back to neutral. We're going to knock out 10 there. And after that, we're going into a squat position, taking our elbows, driving them into our hips. Boom, just like that. Driving the elbows into the inner thighs to stretch as much as possible. And then rocking left to right. Opening up these adductors and hips here.